Starlog Day 30, Part 2. I guess I was exhausted from all the questioning. I was questioned by multiple people multiple times, and the pressure of it all, because I kind of lost it. He asked a question. I looked across the table at her, and she told her dad to stop it. Her dad smiles and jokingly says that he'd really like to hear my response. And her uncle, I think, also said that he'd like to know, jokingly. I looked at my date and said, "Can I talk to you alone for a minute?" To which her dad laughs loudly and says, "I made him nervous, so everybody's laughing now." And I guess it was a big joke. Then I said to my date, "Hey, can I talk to you alone for a minute?" I stood up in place, kind of. It was one of those long bench seats, and I couldn't push it back because other people were sitting on it. Then her sister, I think, says, "Oh, there are no secrets in this family. Speak your mind."
No.
People then laugh again, and everybody starts making jokes about not having secrets. And this man who married into the family somehow tells me that he remembers being in my place. And he says, "Let me give you some advice. The best thing to do right now is speak your mind and be honest." Then others join in and echo his sentiment, all jokingly, I think. So I look to my date, and she says something like, "You can tell me anything here. We're all family." She also, I think, was joking, but I'd started to lose my ability to tell when people were joking and when they were serious. So the dad says, "Wait, I haven't gotten an answer to my question." So finally I speak directly to the dad and say, "I'd like to discuss that with her first." But I regretfully laughed as I said it. So her dad says, "I asked you first. I want to know." I turn to my date and she says something like, "Go ahead, you can tell me. I'm a big girl. I can handle it." So I said, "Okay," and sat down and took a couple of breaths while her dad kind of quieted everybody down.
Oh my God.
I started with, "I think I made a huge mistake." It all spiraled down from there. I said harsh things that I felt like I was having a bad dream where I was suddenly married. I questioned her intentions in bringing me there. I said stuff like, "What were you thinking? Yes, I liked you, but I just met you. And right now I know your aunt," pointed at her sitting next to me, "better than I know you." I think she was humiliated, but I couldn't stop. The more I spoke, the more the bad stuff came out. Total fucking tailspin. I said I want to find someone special, but I don't want to skip the first 29 dates and skip to date 30, which is what I'd done that night. Then people started interrupting and chiming in and suggesting that she and I slow down and not have a real first date. I wasn't having it. I was out of control. I said, "No, it's too late for that. I feel robbed here. I wanted to meet this girl, get to know her, date her, maybe fall for her. But no, now it's like we're engaged and her whole family is here, and there are all these expectations. We skipped the getting to know each other and dating part, so I feel robbed." Then I said, yet another thing I regret. I said, "It's a huge red flag," with an emphatic gesture. That I asked for a minute alone with you to talk, and this is what I got instead. I added something like, "You're all great and a great family, but the lack of certain boundaries is a huge red flag for me. I would never let my relationships become family business." My date interrupts me at this point and says, "Okay, so let's talk in private. Let's go outside and talk. I'm sorry I didn't give you that minute. Let's go outside and talk privately. I'll give you all night." She was visibly shaken, and I could tell tears were inevitable. I stood up again, and realizing that I had insulted all of them, I just quietly walked out. I felt really bad, because they were all really nice and had nothing but the best intentions for me. They love her, and they were literally telling me that I was good enough, which should have been a compliment, but somehow it took the wrong way and spat in their faces. I didn't even drink. Edit. Sorry, I proofread and changed some of the minor stuff. Also, I added some stuff to the statement below. We walked out and I let her have it again. She's now sobbing uncontrollably. She apologized and pretty much begged for us to start over, and I told her I wasn't into it, and then I left her there. I drove home and I couldn't help but wonder if I overreacted. I couldn't sleep, and I woke up this morning feeling like I probably did overreact, and now I feel like shit. But it's done. I can't undo it. Edit. Let me ask this more clearly. Should I call her and apologize for humiliating her and insulting her family, or should I just move on? Or should I wait and see if she calls me to apologize then? TLDR, went on first date, met her family, insulted all of them because I felt pressured. Update. A few weeks later, just want to clear something up. My date never had a profile on the dating site. She was browsing through with her friend who was on a profile, and they were looking for a date for her friend. It was the friend who originally messaged me to set up with my date. Also, I deleted my profile. I'm totally done with that. I've just been in this city 2 years now, so I'm going to go out and meet people the old-fashioned way. It just feels less risky somehow. I know this is going to disappoint many of you, but I decided to speak with her. The very day I posted here was the day immediately after our date. That same evening she called me, but I didn't answer because I was in the shower. So I sent a text that said, "Do you hate me too much to talk to me?" I texted back, "I don't hate you." She responded, "Can I call you?" I texted yes. So she called and immediately went into full apology damage control mode. I told her it was okay, that I was already over it and moved on. She asked if there was any way we could meet because there were some things she wanted to say in person, and she wanted for us to part with a handshake and all that. It kind of sounded like she needed closure, so I agreed to meet her downtown and talk the following Tuesday. Not a date or lunch, no coffee, we just met at the park. We met and I knew she was still the one. She told me she loves me and we decided to try it again. We went on 3 dates and I proposed. She said yes. We're going to get married in December. No big wedding. We're going to fly to Las Vegas and do it there.
What?
The plan is to spend Christmas as a married couple. Just kidding. I'm not that fucking crazy. Hopefully you're still reading. The rest of the update continues on the next paragraph. We met at a park just to talk. I had been so disappointed because I felt the spark and the butterflies in the stomach would be gone, that I wouldn't like her anymore. As soon as I saw her, this was confirmed. There was no spark. She looked great, but I just didn't feel it. It kind of crushed me. So I decided to listen to her as she apologized again and told me she really liked me on the first date and got carried away. Made a very dumb decision that she wishes she could take back. She added that her mom had pulled her aside when we arrived and right from the beginning told her that if she liked me, she just made a pretty big mistake bringing me. I guess her mom pretty much cringed when she saw us walk in that night. Also, I should say that her mom was the only one defending me that night and practically pulling people off of me, like her religious uncle, who asked me if I'd been saved. I remember that pretty well, but I guess her mom came down on her hard for just having a first date. But she also said that things got even crazier after I left.
No.
Intermission.